I'm sure all of you know these two gentlemen. Yes, Sachin Bansal and Binny Bansal from Flipkart. So these two co-founders brought very interesting complementary skills for their company. Sachin is more focused on a big picture vision, technology, product development, while Binny was more focused on bringing operational excellence, scaling the business, and logistics management. Here is another exciting co-founder duo from LinkedIn, Red Hoffman and Alan Blue. Hoffman brought his visionary leadership, entrepreneurial experience, and networking, which was much needed to launch LinkedIn and raise capital for the business, while Alan Blue brought, product development, user experience, much functional utility to the platform, which makes LinkedIn more engaging, more user-friendly, and scalable for its users. Let us look at another example. Bhavish Agarwal and Ankit Bhati from Ola. Ola, the ride-hailing platform, has now become a global name itself. And Ola is not just entered into this space, but they've also moved for international expansion, Ola Electric, payment gateways, and they're getting into multiple products. And how this has become possible? Again, there's a visionary leadership of Bhavish and tech expertise and product development expertise of Ankit, which brought it together, an interesting combination in forefront. So if you look at it, all these examples that we have been referring, whether it is Ola or LinkedIn, all of them are actually bringing complementary skills on the table. And that's exactly as important. I may be very good at, spotting an opportunity, but I don't know how to build a good product. While there could be somebody who is a very tech-savvy guy who understands how to build a technology, but don't know how to source a good business. And building a platform versus getting a customers to come on the platform, both the things are equally important for a business. And that's the reason we need to have a good co-founder with complementary skills on board. Co-founder's role is pivotal in the initial foundation and success of the business. Two co-founders may bring complementary skills on the table. There may be a shared responsibility and the specific roles. But in general, co-founders sets the tone of the company, sets the culture of the organization. They decide the strategic direction for the business, align the business goals with the vision and mission of the company, motivate their employees, and work on building the problem solution fit together. A co-founder brings a specific expertise on the table. But at the same time, we've generally seen that there is a division of equity between two co-founders or more than two co-founders. But it is not necessary that each time a co-founder has an equity stake in the company. There may be an, operational division of work for some amount of money, or it could be an equity distribution also possible. Let us understand in detail why there is such a dire need for having a co-founder, because we all assume that this is my business, my baby, and I can run it. I don't need somebody else, because we always believe that different people have a different approach, different way to look at things, and we may not gel well together. But let us understand why this is important. Complementary skills. First and foremost essential thing which is required in any business. You may be a very good product person or a techie, but you don't have a business acumen. You don't know how to manage your finances well. You don't know how to manage your people well. In that case, what happens if you bring somebody who understands these operational efficiencies better than you? Probably you can do a great job together. Right? And any startup for that matter today require combination of these skills, which is technical, business, marketing, finances, operations. Co-founder helps you to choose that. All that you need to understand is what is missing from your plate and bring the people with those complementary skills on the table. Then comes a very important aspect of business, sharing responsibility. Running a startup is a full-time job. There are lots and lots of responsibilities which is on your shoulder. And as a founder, we do the first important mistake, assuming that I can do only everything. I do not trust people. I assume that I can take care of all the responsibilities, and which is not easy. So co-founder brings financial, emotional, and operational efficiencies to the business, and they can share the burden with you, and which makes your journey quite smooth. The much needed support and motivation can be provided actually by a co-founder, because he can bring that emotional support, he can motivate you in the time of need, and he can share your burden, whether it is related to idea or any kinds of concerns related to the business. And any investor who's willing to invest into a startup, one of the most important component that they look for is how stable and how good is your team. Investors' confidence increases when they see there's a team of people working together on an idea and solving a problem. So startups with the balanced founding teams are often more attractive to the investor. What to look for in a co-founder? That's such an interesting question. Very rightly said. It's like finding a partner for your marriage, which is not easy, right? We do so much matchmaking. We try to match certain aspects of our personality with each other. We look at so many other peripheral conditions. Similarly, finding a co-founder is not easy. We need to see that they got in complementary skills and experience. They share our vision and values. The work ethics and commitment are equally important. We need to have a trust, and above all, there has to be a chemistry. What you want to say, what you want to feel, the other person should be able to understand it well. Look at the example of Snapdeal, right? What has happened to Snapdeal? The co-founders could not align to each other. So one successful startup led to a trouble, because they had a sense of business, but they didn't have a sense of direction. And they were not able to build the platform so well as it was expected in the time when the other giants were entering into the market like Flipkart and Amazon. And it led to the disaster for Kunal Bahal at Snapdeal. While if we look at another example from Instagram, so Kevin, while was building his app, realized that, he's creating more like something like bourbon, but he felt that he lacks the technical expertise. He doesn't understand what is users' requirement at all, and he felt that he need to bring somebody on board, who can spend more time understanding these things. He brought his friend Mike from Stanford, and together they've created an amazing product like Instagram today. Having a right partner is very, very important for a business success. But just imagine if there is a conflict that arises with this co-founder or a partner, this can lead to the disaster. Why does this happen? Most of the time we see that there's a disagreement about the company's direction. There's a dispute about, the distribution of equity and compensation. And at times there's a lack of clarity about each other's role. Snapdeal has faced a similar story. While Kunal and Rohit were misaligned, the thought process were not matching. The company was facing lack of direction, and that actually led to Snapdeal losing its market share with big giants coming into the market like Flipkart and Amazon, while Snapdeal initially was doing really good. There's another story of Housing.com. Rahul and Aditya were amazing partner. Rahul was known for his autocratic leadership, but he used to be a man of strategy and used to do real good business. But then over a period of time, they saw that there is again a misalignment about the company's vision and the direction in which company wants to move. this all actually led to the problem for the company. Rahul decided to step down as a co-founder of the company, and the housing.com never recovered from this setback. Conflicts are not always unhealthy. They can be healthy at times, but then generally it's always a good idea to avoid any kind of conflict that comes, especially between two co-founders. What it is important for any startup today to understand that let us have a comprehensive founder agreement which should cover very clearly how the equity is going to be distributed, what are the roles and responsibilities of each of the co-founders. If then a dispute arises, how that dispute is going to be resolved, what's going to be the mechanism for it, and if at all one wants to exit one day, what's going to be the exit strategy for the company. Communication is pivotal in any relationship. So if you have an open and honest communication between each other, which you can do with regular check-ins, you can have a daily startups or weekly meetings, you can have a monthly strategic planning sessions, which will actually ensure that, you guys are aligned to each other. You are aligned to the company's goals, progress, and any kinds of challenges that comes your way. Any relationship requires nurturing. So personal bonding, building plays a very important role in building a personal relationship, and which can go actually beyond your professional one. It strengthens the trust and understanding, and it creates a very engaging team, which can set actually an example for the people to follow. How to find co-founders? Yes, this is $1 million question. In fact, a lot of times students and many other startups come and ask this question, that how do we get a right co-founder? Where do we find them, right? Well, if you're a well-networked person, you can always use your network, leverage it to find the co-founder for you. You can keep attending the industry and networking events. There are certain co-founder matching platforms available these days, like Co-Founder Lab, AngelList, etc. You can also look for, your right pair out there. Get engaged in some online communities. In fact, incubators, accelerators, co-working spaces are also a place where, you can ask them, give your requirements, mention about your company details, and, look out for a right co-founder for you. Look at your advisors and mentors. In fact, many times these mentors can also become a co-founder in your company. So, at times they're pretty much interested if you have a right kind of product and right set of things that you wish to do. They could also be the ones who would be interested in finding the path with your journey.